Music has always been there, right from childhood. When I was 3 or 4, my mom pushed me into Marathi Sugam Sangeet. I learned a little bit of harmonium and a little bit of tabla playing in Nasik. That's my first experience with music, of learning. But before that, I think whenever I would cry, my mom had this little dholak. She would play and sing Nachare Mora, Ambyacha Varacha Nachare Mora in Marathi. And that is my earliest memory of music ever. When I was 8, I was learning Bharatanatyam and continued for the next 17 years. That was my only interaction as far as music was concerned. I never really learned music formally. So therefore, I think dance has played a huge role in shaping the artist in me. The joy of holding an instrument, playing the guitar and singing out gives me is of the same intensity of joy that I felt for the first time when I sang in Mysore in a Christian seminary. The first time I learned my first chord and I let my voice out, that's when I discovered I have a voice to sing. And I think that joy is still there in front of an audience or without an audience. I still love singing. The first time I was on stage was with a band that I formed only for one single show, and we disbanded after that. It was called Eclipse. And what happened was, on the day of the show, my dad passed away. And my bandmates then were still waiting for me to come back from the funeral. I was just telling them that I think we should just cancel the show, this can't happen. And my mom overheard that conversation. And she called me inside and said, if you have accepted and committed to something, you can't walk back from it. You should go and play. ज्ञानी के अंदर से निकाले गवार चुटकी में सुअर को बना दे सुनार जोगी भी बच ना पाए ऐसी इसकी मार प्यारे सातों समुंदर तक बिछाए बाजार. I came to Bangalore in search of a job, and the first job I got was 600 rupees a month, lecturer job in a college. And with 600 rupees, 250 rupees went for a PG accommodation with a bunker bed, and I used to walk or cycle to the college. And it was difficult that way. But once I decided to make music only for my life, I think things just started falling into place. And I loved doing whatever I was doing with science. It's just that it's like finding a hotter woman for yourself. So I just found that in music. And I didn't even think twice about whether I'll be able to survive in it. I did it simply because I thought I loved doing music, and I thought I'll be successful anyway. So that's the reason. The idea was to make music that will please us and therefore please an audience. And eventually when we started playing, people started loving it across the country, which made us believe that even probably outside the country people will start liking it. And we put a lot of money behind traveling abroad and getting entry into music festivals. We really got lucky in terms of our album went on to become #1 on world music charts in the UK. And for us, that was a big boost of confidence that we are on the right track, and whatever we've spent and worked hard for was really worth it. To make music and be able to, make a living out of it is itself a big achievement. Secondly, the fact that we've taken traditional Kannada poetry of this land and recognizing that there are so many treasures of this land. When people, youngsters like 17, 18-year-old college-going boys write to me saying, we really got the bigger message behind this really nice song that you've sung. So for me, it is about, kind of handing over the legacy from the past to the future generation. I think that way it's a very responsible role, but it's a very satisfying role also.